Hi, it's Ulrike. Some last minute tips for the solar eclipse tomorrow. And if it's already passed, then these are tips that you can use for any solar eclipse from now on. Alright? Most of them you will already know. Many of them will already be very aware of them. But some of you may not, and that's why I want to post this video really quickly this evening. Alright, here we go. The eclipse has an effect 3 days either side of it. So the 3 days before and the 3 days afterwards. On the actual day of the eclipse, you do not want to start a new project. It's considered inauspicious to start a new project. Maybe you've already noticed that communication isn't exactly wonderful and fluid and frictionless. In addition to the solar eclipse, we also happen to have Mercury retrograde. Yay! And if you're watching this past this particular solar eclipse and you're just dealing with a normal solar eclipse, communication can be impaired, misunderstandings can happen, technical difficulties, computers may break or not cooperate in the way that you want. So just be aware of that and don't take it too hard. During the actual eclipse, and this particular eclipse goes from around 11:30 to around 2:30 Central Standard Time. It's good to be indoors. Now I know many people would love to watch it, and maybe even your friends do or your family members, and that's all right. You can share with them this video or the contents thereof. Feel free to do that. But then let them be. There are people who really want to see it, and we don't want to interfere with their desire. We will tell them what we know, and then we have to let it go. This is what I'm doing here too. I'm just sharing the insights that I've had personally and that I've gathered from emails and from friends and from knowledge. In the Buddhist tradition, in the Vedic tradition, in the American Indian tradition, it's considered inauspicious to be out in the actual eclipse, much less watching it, looking at it. On all kinds of levels, it's considered inauspicious. If you've ever been in a solar eclipse, and before I knew that it was bad, I actually watched one maybe 20 years ago or something like that. Maybe more. I don't know exactly when. And I didn't know that it was inauspicious, but when I was watching it, I felt this very dark energy descending. And I couldn't shake it. I couldn't explain it. My mind tried to rationalize it, but it didn't work. And these next 2 years were really hard. Lots of strange events that may have been able to be avoided. I don't know. I'll never know. But for this one, I'm going to personally hunker down, and now I'm going to continue with the tips for you. So it's good to stay indoors during the actual eclipse. During that time, you can have fun in an inward direction, because that is the real purpose of the darkening of the sun. It's to go inside. The sun represents the outward energy, the self that is the ebullient, fiery outward direction. And when it gets covered very symbolically by the moon, who represents emotions, it tends to want you to go inward. So if you can meditate in that time, listen to spiritual talks by your favorite gurus, saints, wise people, listen to Gandharva Veda music, just be very inward and maybe do some asanas, some yoga. Just really enjoy, take that time if you're able to, if you're not working, if you're not stuck in traffic somewhere, if you have the choice, if you have the luxury, by all means use it to go inward. All right? Good. Now, there is a thought that if you have a cloudy sky, that's actually a blessing. So by all means, play the rain raga. If we need rain, and we do, God knows we do, play the rain raga. I can post the link down below for you. Play that around the clock, and maybe if enough people do it, we can manifest a cloudy sky and maybe even some much needed rain in that time. In which case, the effect of the solar eclipse would be mitigated. Ideally, don't eat during the eclipse. So have a meal before, but because the sun represents not just fire in general in the self, but also the digestive fire, it's much better to give your tummy a rest, to give your digestion a rest, and not eat during that time. if you must eat something, and some of us pitta heads, not that I would know anybody in particular, yes, me, then have something light. Have some dal soup or some smoothie with coconut oil and turmeric. Just something that is easy to digest for your body. Something that's already cooked. Maybe some fruit. Alright? Good. And then afterwards, when it's all over, shower. By all means, wash off the subtle effect. We're not talking about actually anybody painting you in a funny color or putting dirt on you, but it's really nice, a nice feeling to shower afterwards and just wash off whatever radiation was able to penetrate into your home. Speaking of, when you are staying indoors, if you're able to do that, close the curtains, close the blinds, don't expose yourself to that light. And I'm not trying to fearmonger, and I'm not trying to talk you out of watching it if that's what you would like to do. But for those of you who are into being spiritual in that time, being inward, meditating, really making use of that very yummy feeling to clearly go inward and just see what can happen on the inside. For those of you, by all means, close the curtains and the blinds, and that gives you just a little bit of an extra shield of that very special energy that is happening at that moment. Alright, so that was it. I'm gonna quickly edit this and post it for you guys and send it out tonight as a newsletter. I hope you watch it. I hope it wasn't too long. And if it feels right to you, apply it. If it's not your cup of tea, no problem. Be self-referral. That's our main goal in life, right? We can only be responsible for ourselves, and therefore we can't blame anybody else. Oh yeah, she said that, therefore. No, you be in charge of your life, all right? I'm just helping you, give you some guideposts, and you can either go, yeah, that feels right, or nah, that's not for me. And it's all right. People will have different opinions, maybe even strongly different, and that's totally fair. All right, so I'm trying to not lecture anybody too much, but it's just my personal experience. Lots of love. You can sing, yes, by all means sing during that time, as long as it is something that is wonderful feeling for you. You want to take care of yourself in that time, all right? So, yes, be well and sing yourself well. Lots of love.